What's up, everyone? We are just getting ready here. Getting everyone. I love the tacos. Hello, Terran Future 699. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Just waiting on the boys to get ready. They traveled back from Memorial Day weekend. And so they were traversing the state. So we'll be getting ready here in just a sec. Hi, everyone. This is Roger, producer of the Untitled Florida Man Project. Benny Buffett and Mr. C were both in St. Petersburg over the weekend. So we're waiting on them to get ready. So that's why we had to delay a little bit. We've got some fun stories in store for you. So thanks for hanging out. We'll be on just a second. Thanks, Terran Future, for those bits, baby. Appreciate that. That's rad. No. I was camping all weekend. Thanks, dude. Fucking sunscreen. You ready? I can, yeah. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. C, make sure your audio is on your headphones or on your mic, not your studio, or not your camera, rather.
Oh, is my audio still sound like it's coming from?
No, it sounds good now.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, here we go. We are live. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, boys.
What's up?
What's going
Happy
on?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, we just got 100 bits from Terran Future right off the bat.
Wow.
Right?
Fuck
How awesome
yeah.
is that?
That's super duper cool, man.
It's super rad. Welcome
That's
back.
super rad.
I enjoy that. You guys are back from Memorial Day weekend. You guys survived? No corona?
Yeah. Still suffering though.
Yeah. You
Had
know,
a rough
it's
day.
I was telling everyone, so I got a message from the rest of the chat crew and they were like, can you guys just pick a time to go live? And I'm like, we did. It was 8:00, but you know, Mr. C and Benny were traveling back from Memorial Day weekend where you guys had just like a fucking blast. And people don't understand that to get anywhere in Florida, it's not like it is in Arizona where, oh, if I want to go camping like I did this weekend, you know, up in the coniferous forest region of Arizona, it only takes me maybe an hour and a half.
oh god.
But for like Florida, if you want to go out anywhere, it takes you at least a minimum of 2 hours.
Oh yeah, especially depends on where you live. I mean, Mr. C has the best. He lives in Orlando, so a very central location.
Right.
But I live in Jacksonville and I drove all the way to Tampa, and that was like 3.5 to 4 hours just to get there. But I make that drive often.
Mm-hmm. And there's no easy way. Either you got to go through Orlando or you got to go back roads like 301.
Exactly.
Through these small towns.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are hurting a little bit, huh?
Yeah. Dude, I get this weird thing where like I don't get hungover after the first day. Like the day after, I don't feel that bad, but like it hits me 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I feel like shit. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything today.
I didn't want to do anything today. That was the thing.
It was rough.
Well, here we have your photo. You guys look great. You've got some pink flamingos. You got some inner tubes. You got Benny rocking the fishing hat and the blue trunks. And Mr. C, you're over here at the left. You're at the end here. So who else? So tell me about your Memorial Day weekend. We typically start out with what was your Florida man moment of the week or the weekend, and I guess this is it.
Yeah, it was pretty much the whole weekend. You know, we basically got an Airbnb with a nice pool in the back. And then we went pontooning on the West Coast and the Gulf on all day Saturday. We hired our own captain, so that way we could all get extra hammered, and you know, we were boating responsibly.
Yeah.
So
Now,
we
for those who don't understand what pontooning is, what is pontooning?
well, a pontoon boat is pretty much like a boat where it's basically just meant for a lot of people to have a great time. You know, you're pretty much on a platform out in the ocean, or if you're on a lake and you're just ripping. You know, it's not meant for going fast. It's not really meant for going fishing. It's just meant for people to have a good time.
If you ever see those boats out in the ocean or on a lake, whatever, they have like those like cylindrical like tubes at the bottom, like one on the left, one on the right. And it looks like they're floating on like the boat's floating on like a floaty almost, or like noodles. And it's just, yeah, it's like really flat and has a lot of space to like walk around, and it's for partying.
It's like a party barge, right?
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
Now, now were you guys on the Gulf or were you guys on a lake?
We were on the Gulf. So it was really calm that day and it was beautiful. Oh my God. It was such a perfect day. The water was like a lake.
How many of there were you on this pontoon boat?
12.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you had the skipper, you had
Captain
hired,
Dave.
so you could do
Captain Dave was cool. Right. He was the man.
So tell me about
Captain Dave was cool. So we were just matched randomly. I think it was just meant to be that Captain Dave was us and to be our captain for the day. Man, he was such a cool guy. He packed a cooler of White Claws because he knew he was just gonna have to charter us around for like 8 hours.
Right.
So you just see Captain Dave on the boat while we're all in the water on the tubes, just kicked back, just drinking a White Claw, you know, just chilling.
Yeah.
He loved us though. He was telling us that the past 3 parties he had taken out were like terrible, and we were his favorite group that he had taken out in like the past month.
Do you think he always says that, or is that?
We're really cool, so I doubt it. We were ripping a bunch of tubes.
We were cool. We were polite. I think he liked that we were polite more than anything.
Yeah, but no. He liked that we were cool too, like actually cool.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So I have a picture up here of, it looks to be like all 12 of you. You've got a bunch of boats around you. You've got the rafts here.
Wow.
You've got Mr. C here.
Man, my belly looks smooth.
It looks good. Did you shave? Like, did you prep
I did. I
before?
shaved my belly for this, of course.
Do you shave it, or does your girlfriend Gabby shave it?
I shave it.
You shave it. Do you have a manscaper, or do you like go straight razor?
I have a manscaper. I mean, I have like all types of guards and for all different types of hair all around my body and head. So
what about you, Benny? Do you prepare your body before you go out for weekends like this?
Yeah, I make sure like the stomach region is trimmed up or like cleaned off, because you don't want to be like the guy who has like kind of like, you might have like a belly after drinking a long day and you have like stray hairs that aren't really like either well groomed or removed, you know. It's like you know, you don't really want that. Do you scape as well before you go? Well, I just razor it all. You just razor off. It all. Wow. I leave the chest, but I razor everything below the chest.
Yeah, I don't touch the chest. It's too much.
Yeah, I kind of like the chest.
You've got a good amount of hair there, Mr. C, on the top.
On the chest?
On the chest, yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually trimmed. That's not full. That's not at my full potential, actually.
Right. I feel
get a lot hairier than
your full potential. You trimmed it down.
Yeah, I always trim my chest hair. I mean, I don't even think, Benny, you've seen my hair at full potential.
I've seen it close, Mr. C. And honestly, you look like the guys from like A Werewolf in Paris, like where it's just kind of like monster chest hair, to where like if you really did grow that thing out, it'd probably get pretty long, like ZZ Top.
Yeah, exactly. It's too long. Like a little bit of chest hair is kind of cool, you know. Like it makes you, you know, gives you that like dignified, like I'm an older guy look, you know. But too much
on the right person, on the right person, on the right person,
and the right hair. Like there was one guy there. I'm not going to mention him by name, Benny, but the guy that came last, like his hair's he has a very hairy chest. Like you can't even see his skin. Like that's too much. Like you want to be able to see skin, and
unless you have like a lumberjack look. If you have a lumberjack look, then you can really pull off the extra burly chest hair.
Yeah, that's not really my look.
Yeah, not at all. You're not burly at all. You're like a twig.
All right.
You both have respective girlfriends. Do they feel the same way about chest hair? Like, do they like that you scape, or do they want a hairy chest?
Gabby is like, it's weird. So when we first started, like when we were first together, she like was not into hairy guys at all. And then as it got on, like she was like, oh, I kind of like it. And then I started trimming. Come on, what?
Oh, you look good. You look good here.
No, he doesn't. This is a terrible
that's
photo.
terrible.
This is the photo that I received.
This photo is the photo that made me realize how actually shitty my haircut was. Because like for so long, I was like, damn, I did a really good job on cutting my own hair. And then I saw this photo. I'm like, oh my God, my hair looks like absolute dog shit.
No, I think
Your
it
hair
looks
looks
good here.
terrible.
I think it looks good. Why does it look
It's bad.
It looks bad in person.
It just looks like I don't know, like choppy, I guess would be a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, Mr. C? Look, you know what's the worst part of it? Mr. C is how long his arms look.
Yeah, he looks like
his
it
arms
feels
look
distorted to
abnormally
me.
long.
It feels
distorted.
It feels like you're covering your balls here. Is that because you're drinking a White Claw? Is that what's happening?
Raj,
You're like, I don't
the
have any
worst.
more
Are you
left.
trying to like
The
just
worst
pee in
thing
the
about
White
this
Claw?
photo is that this was my attempt to look like hard
Right.
/ tough.
Oh my God. And
This is kind of what
brutally
came
terrible.
out. But at this point, also have to understand I was like very wasted.
You look like you're also forcing a smile. Like you don't want to smile.
Yeah, because I just kept
You're
laughing
trying
all
not
day.
to laugh.
Yeah. I just
took
kept
this?
laughing all day.
Who
Probably Benny, actually.
Benny, you took this
I
photo?
took this. I was
Yeah.
I was the group photographer of the day. I went around and captured a lot of content.
Okay. I mean, listen. I think he looks handsome there. I think it looks good. Now,
No, he's a cute guy. He's a cute guy.
Yeah.
He's a very
Thanks,
cute
I
guy.
think he looks good. Now, Benny, can you explain this photo, or Mr. C? How many
Let me see.
times did you have to stop
my
Benny from
God.
asking people to take his photo?
Well, actually, Benny was smart about this because this happened like in the beginning. This wasn't even the day I was with him. I'm assuming he wasn't very drunk in this photo. Maybe he was. I don't know.
No. I took
But
it
like
easy
this was a photo that he took. Like no pictures of me during the whole trip were like planned or like, hey, I want this to look good.
Yeah.
It was just Benny coming up to you with the phone being like, all right, like do something. You know, I'm like super drunk and I'm just obviously going to do the worst thing in the world when someone says that to me when I'm drunk.
Right.
And Benny is like thinking ahead, and before he gets too drunk, he's like, all right, I'm going to get a sick picture with me smoking a cigar before I look like shit.
That's Benny's thing. He always plans it out in his head, though, doesn't he? He's always like, listen, this is gonna be fucking sick.
For content, yeah, definitely. He knows what he wants. Yeah.
Right.
I'll give him that.
What kind of shades?
Yeah.
What kind of shades are those, Benny?
Well, those are Shady Rays. Shout out to Shady Rays, the best Shady Rays that you can have on the ocean.
Now, do you color coordinate your beer, your trunks, your headband, and your sunglasses all at one time?
Sometimes, but I mean, honestly, like I'm just always a big blue-green guy, so most of my outfits and my bathing suits are all blues and greens.
Right.
So it just makes it easy to kind of match those colors.
Yeah.
Because I like the reflective blue-green sunglasses, and like I always like blue-green headbands.
Yeah.
So.
No, blue looks good on us for our family's skin tone for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
a ton of freckles.
Yeah, ton of freckles.
I also want to say that these pictures are very biased because I think Benny is the one that sent them in. So he obviously chose the ones where he looks good in and everybody else looks bad in.
Oh, it was complete sabotage. Just complete sabotage. Yeah. Why would I send in better, like someone like better photos than me?
Yeah.
You know?
Now, you guys, can you explain this photo? It looks to be.
Whoa.
I don't know what's happening here. What is this?
Oh,
that
man.
is a human. That's what I call the gay pile.
That's
You
dog
know,
pile.
South Park,
That's a
in
dog
the South
pile?
Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's one of our friends from back in college. And he's a big dude. So we're all just kind of ganging up on him.
Right.
He's just kind of a big dummy. You know what I mean? So we're all just kind of like jumped on him, beat him up. And he probably ended up getting most of us off him actually after this photo.
Now, is this at the Airbnb? Did your Airbnb have a pool with included?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's perfect.
was
I mean, you guys
sick.
were right on the ocean.
We were pretty much next to it, but we were kind of inland more.
That's nice. Look at that. Look at these happy fellas.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That was a great time.
That's
Jesus.
perfect.
That's a good photo.
That's a great photo. I really like this photo of you guys.
So is this one.
Yeah, I look like, you know what I look like? I look like I'm like my mom's taking the photo, and I'm like, Mom, hurry up.
Yeah, you look like you're not ready for this one.
Like, come on, Mom, hurry up, take a photo.
Who took this photo, by the way? It looked like, did you guys like
Captain Dave?
This is Captain Dave.
Yeah.
Listen, Captain Dave did it all. Did you guys? Now, how much does it cost? If you wanted to rent a Captain Dave, how much would that cost?
So this whole day, 8 hours plus the private captain, was $54 a person.
That's not bad.
And you just bring all the booze that you want.
That's perfect.
So you bring your coolers, your food, all that stuff, and then he just takes you island hopping or to the sandbar, and it's just a blast.
Now, a lot of people in the news are like, well, it's Memorial Day weekend. People are afraid of the coronavirus. People are like, are people going to social distance? Now, you're outside. Now, even though you have 12 people, which I guess is over the recommended allotment of people, did you ever feel unsafe? Were other people adhering to the rules?
Yeah, I don't think we were ever around like other boats too closely. I mean, we were pretty close to each other. I think like within our own group, we probably weren't following the rules, but like in terms of like how we were with like other boats, like I don't think we interacted with any other boats or any other people the whole day, right?
Mr. C, tell him how many boats were out there.
Well, there were tons of boats. I mean,
oh my goodness,
the most boats I've ever seen, like at any point in my life, actually, I guess. Yeah. Like it was like thousands of boats, and there was like a Trump parade, so there was a bunch of people with Trump flags out there. No one cared. I mean, no one cared. Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Florida's open.
That's what it is. It's Florida is back, and that's
Florida's
why our
back
stories,
and back, baby.
Our Florida Man top stories are going to be pretty fantastic, because it's almost like we're back to, this holiday, we went up and we did some camping, and it was kind of the same way. In Arizona, we have lakes. There's like Lake Pleasant and Lake Roosevelt that people will go out and do some boats, which is kind of cool because there's no critters. You don't have to worry about snakes. You don't have to worry. I mean, you have to worry a little bit about snakes, but they don't get in the water, right? They're just on land. But there's no sharks. There's no alligators, no anything like that. So it's kind of nice. But what we did is we went camping up north. So it was like 100 degrees here in Phoenix. But if you go just 90 minutes north, it was 40 degrees at night. It was beautiful. It was absolutely great.
That sounds
very
nice.
interesting.
It was awesome. So we did some camping, and it was kind of the same deal. Like, everyone was not wearing masks unless they were on their ATVs and they were, running around with all the dust and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like the only thing that, like, in my friend group I'm not doing when we're together is sharing beverages. That was kind of a thing. Like, when you were around a group of friends, you're like, here, taste this margarita. Or here, have a sip. You want to try this beer? I got this from, my favorite craft. People aren't doing that. Are you sharing beverages, or do you draw the line there now?
I don't think I've ever done that, because I think
Really?
I just drink Bud Lights, and no one's like, hey, can I have a sip of your Bud Light?
Is that why purposefully you don't drink Bud Light?
Well, I'm just a very loyal Bud Light guy.
Yeah, I think that we got Bud Light this weekend, and I was like, God, I haven't drinking a Bud Light in
it's just basically drinking like water beer.
Yeah.
But like good tasting, like a very light beer,
Sure.
Because sometimes like the heavy beers are just like, I don't know, they don't sit well in the gut.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I've gotten into like the Trulies, or like what I drank this weekend, because again, we're trying to do the whole 30 thing, so we're not doing sugar. And we weren't doing even artificial sweeteners, but tequila has the lowest glycemic index. Like, it has like in terms of the properties of liquor. So I did that with some, we made like Palomas, and I just got like shitty off of tequila this weekend, which I'm like you, Mr. C. Like I'm still kind of recovering from this weekend as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Everyone keeps saying it's because we're getting older, but I guess that's what it is. Because I used to be able to go out. I mean, we used to do this multiple nights in a row. Yeah. So the fact that like it's taken me 2 days to like fully be like, all right, I'm ready to like live my normal life again is bad.
Yeah,
exactly. All right. Well, we have 5 viewers. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's get going.
Hey, Florida's back, baby.
Florida is back. Florida's back. AZ is back. Like, I went out with Kelly's sister and her husband for dinner in Scottsdale. And Scottsdale, if you looked at pictures, just search for Scottsdale Memorial Day. Scottsdale's like Florida. Like no one cares anymore. No one's wearing masks. Everyone's out in pools, with DJs and stuff. Like no one cares.
The restrictions are pretty lifted up over in Arizona.
Yeah, the restrictions are pretty lax. I mean, no one's pulling guns on other people for not wearing a mask like they are in Staten Island. So that's good. All right, let's dive in. Appreciate that. Thank you all our viewers. You can chat, you can emote, you can leave bits, all of that. You can check out all of our fun stuff here at Chat the Movies. But let's go ahead and begin the show. Welcome back to the Untitled Florida Man Project, the show that brings you the top stories about everyone's favorite citizen, the Florida Man. Each week we dive deep into our favorite headlines made possible by the Sunshine Act of 1976. But in order to navigate the mind of the Florida Man, you'll need guides familiar with the swamps, rivers, beaches, theme parks, and homogeneous strip malls that litter the landscape of the Sunshine State. To know the Florida Man, you have to be a Florida Man. Which is why I am one of your three native Floridians, Roger Roper, and alongside me are my two co-hosts, Benny Buffett.
Florida's back, baby.
And Mr. C.
Duval.
You can subscribe to our Twitch channel for free via...
That one didn't have a lot of energy in it, did it?
It was a Duval after a
Memorial
Day weekend.
Dudval.
Big time.
You can subscribe to our Twitch channel here for free via your Amazon Prime account or to our podcast here, wherever you're catching your podcast. We also want to hear from you in our chat as well as send us your Twitch bits. Additionally, you can check out our YouTube channel for all our past episodes, and as well as check out all the great content from Shat on Entertainment, such as Shat on TV, Shat the Movies, Shappy Hour, the Westworld Insta Twitch, and Squad Goals. That being said, we've got three top headlines from the state of Florida involving many Florida men and Florida women. We'll start with you, Big Benny. What do you got in store for us?
So I got a doozy there, Raj. Okay. So this one here, okay. The title is Florida Woman Who Tried to Kiss Strangers Calls 911 About Lack of Social Distancing. So a Florida woman who kept trying to randomly kiss strangers at a local bar repeatedly called 911 to complain about the business not practicing coronavirus social distancing guidelines. According to the owner of Monkey Bar and Grill, the 32-year-old Florida woman was trying to kiss random customers after multiple people complained. He asked her to leave, but she initially argued and refused until she made her way out of the front door. She then called 911, a total of 5 times, complaining that the bar was not following health guidelines intended to stop the spread of the coronavirus. During the 4th time she called, officers were already at the business, and on the 5th time, officers were speaking to her. She was arrested on charges of trespassing after a warning, disorderly conduct, resisting an officer without violence, and misuse of a 911 system.
Wow. So this almost has everything. This is almost like a Florida Karen, right? Ooh. Like she's wild and wacky. She's trying to kiss all the corona, people, during the coronavirus at the bar, but yet she's also calling 911, unsolicited. Like there's no reason for her to call 911.
Is it me or is it just the photos? Like are her cheeks like kind of like blotchy a little?
Yeah,
she has like
scabby.
They're
definitely, she has acne.
They're definitely blotchy for sure.
Oh man,
I don't know.
That's not a good looking broad.
No.
Well, again, I never ceases to amaze me. Is it the mug shots that add 10 years, or is it just these crazy people?
I mean, her looks like it added like 17 years, like that.
Like, there's no way this woman's 32, right?
I'm gonna look this girl up. I wonder if she had like any past stuff of like, well, 100% she got.
Yeah.
What a dumb thing to think, like that she doesn't have any past offenses for drug use, right. When she just had that type of act out there. Let me see her name. All right, continue your conversation.
So help me out here. So she's at the bar. She's going around. She's kissing people. They ask her to leave, so she calls 911.
Yeah, she calls 911 and complaining about the lack of social distancing.
Meanwhile, she's
she
the
was
one
pissed
not doing,
that she kept getting denied.
Oh yeah, she was getting shut down. So
The
bad.
key word in this article is trying to kiss
Audra
random
Adams.
strangers.
Right.
And then multiple people complained.
Right.
So
Exactly.
she was butthurt for sure.
Now I tried. So there's audio of her 911 calls that I tried to pull, but we need to do something about 911 technology here in America, because if you've ever tried to listen to 911 calls, like, they're crappy. They're like the worst. It's like Alexander Graham Bell just laid the first like telephone lines. Is it because we're just not investing in telephone technology anymore? You would think that there would be clear recordings that you could pull and play on podcasts like ours.
Well, what you could think about too is that all these like big companies, they have like voice recognition software.
Right.
So it's crazy that they didn't like progress into like here, like when you call 911, say this into the machine and your call will get directed. Like, you know, it's almost like how people push 911, you would push these call outs to people.
Yeah.
So that way, like if anything's going on, you know, they can, I mean, I don't know, then you can kind of create like this rational.
Do you think that people were upset that she was going around and trying to kiss because of the coronavirus, or because of her blotchy cheeks?
Both, and probably more for her blotchy cheeks. I mean, I don't know how many. I guess it depends what kind of bar she's at, but I feel like if she's at certain bars, I think she would have gotten a lot of successful. You know, I think a lot of guys, like, there's not a lot of, there's a lot of not good-looking men out there as well. That probably would have been like, yeah, I'll kiss you, but like,
right.
I think most guys wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like the rundown dive bar that only locals go to, where it's pitch black and they're playing Jumanji on the TV screens. The ones where the TVs are, the ones where like the TVs are like.
What bar is this?
1995.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I've never seen a bar like that.
Like where they're still watching like the big tube TVs.
Oh, the big tube TVs. I don't know. It's Monkey Bar and Grill.
I got it out.
It sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. Like there's nothing. There's very rare do you get good dive.
Wow,
bars.
this is a good bar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because it's in Ohio.
Yeah, you gotta go to the Monkey Bar and Grill.
It's in Homosassa.
Homosassa.
Yeah. But,
and it's like a beach bar, classic beach bar.
I don't know. I just feel like in this time of Corona, the last thing I want are random drunk inebriated women coming up and kissing me. I don't know. That's just how. Like, have you ever had an experience where you've had to fight off someone who was trying to come at you?
I mean, to make out with me?
Yeah,
all the time.
Really, all the time. Yeah. You have to fight them off.
Man, I tell you what, I have grown a workout. When I was in college, my good old days, man.
Right.
It would just be coming running out of nowhere, like from hiding behind the bushes, and I would get freaked out, and then they're just like putting on like lipstick. So
oh my god.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So there would be women that
chasing
you.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
No,
are you kidding me?
Why, Mr. C, you would go out and you would hang out down at the night bars.
This never happened ever. Maybe once, and then he woke up.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's like would he go around showing pictures like this, like where he had no shirt on, and he's like, "Listen, this is me out in the Gulf. You guys want to make out?"
He would do that no matter what.
Right.
Not just at bars.
Without a shirt on.
Right.
But that never really like turned into anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Dude, at least you gave me like a 7-digit fake number instead of just like a 6.
Right. Yeah. Right. All right, Mr. C, what do you have for us as your Florida story of the week?
Okay, so mine comes from Daytona Beach.
Daytona.
I think we have one from Daytona every episode. A crowd of over 200 people converged into an intersection just outside of Burger King on Ocean Avenue in Daytona Beach, surrounding a car as Florida men stood on the sunroof and out the windows throwing money. Allegedly, the Florida man that stood on the sunroof of the car was making a rap video. The large Memorial Day crowds are a result of an annual event called Orlando Invades Daytona. According to officials, the same event was permitted to happen last year. This year, authorities said a permit was not filed. City officials received numerous phone calls and messages, worried for their safety, as large crowds began to form on A1A. Daytona Beach Shores council member Billy Wheeler said, "Our citizens were on lockdown. I was hearing nothing but terror from residents."
God, that's right in front of Hooters.
Could you?
Or no, Wing House.
First of all, you have to understand the crowd here, and I've got some helicopter footage of this right now that I'll play. But
Ooh.
the city council people in Daytona Beach are very old, and they get spooked easily. This crowd looks like they're just having a good time. Like of course they're out in the middle of the street, surrounded this vehicle, as people are handing out money. Just look at this guy. He's just throwing money, and the crowd.
And now they're all just chilling.
And they're just chilling, enjoying.
You know why they're there? You know why they're there?
Well,
because
it was a rap
Trump.
video.
No, Trump was like, "Listen, give me some votes. Here's a stimulus package that I carved in. So go hand it out and just spread the word to vote for me."
You think that's what's happening here? I mean,
100%.
At this point, he is now looking at the camera and smiling with his stacks of dollar bills. Here.
Ooh,
but
you know what though?
What is this device that you're using? What am I looking at right now, Raj?
The chopper video.
This is the chopper video. This is.
Oh, I thought you were like manually doing this.
No, this is the Volusia County Sheriff is recording this. Yeah, isn't this nuts?
Let me tell you something. Notice something about this video. The guy is just flashing money and then kind of like handing it out to his friends. So he's not really giving it out. He's just like wants to flaunt that he's like giving out money, but they're all like his friends. So he's never really like dishing out anything because he's got to deposit it back into his 401k.
So do you think
within
this would
60 days?
Do you think this would scare Daytona Beach residents enough to be on lockdown?
Scare them?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is not that weird for them.
If coronavirus won't keep people indoors, but this will.
Nothing keeps people in Florida indoors. Clearly,
right.
This is crazy.
All right. So what does the rest of the story say?
Oh yeah. So, anyways, images show the group scattering when officers arrived, but another large group then gathered around a different vehicle. People can be seen dancing in the bed of trucks, on the top of a Jeep, and crowding in the middle of the street. Shortly after, there was a shooting that sent half a dozen people to the hospital.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, the police handled things professionally. Wow. Surprisingly, the police handled things professionally. According to officials, authorities received a 90% compliance from most people, and crowds were gone by 11:30 p.m. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said, "We got slammed. Disney's closed, Universal's closed, everything's closed. So where did everybody come? On the first warm day with 50% opening, everybody came to the beach." Daytona Beach Police Chief, "I can't lock people up if they're not breaking the law. Everyone is welcome to Daytona Beach." "I'm not the social distancing police. That's not my job. We recommend crowds disperse. We went around and asked crowds to disperse. The crowds that we came in contact with were compliant."
Yeah, you can see the cops here. So they pull up. You got one on an ATV. You got another in a squad vehicle. And they seem like, hey, like you know, sure, like just get out of the street. Like they're not, you know, and I guess what they mean by like acting professionally, it's like you've seen horror cases where you see a big group of individuals like this blocking the street, and then all of a sudden, like the riot gear comes out, right? And they're throwing tear gas into a crowd. Like, you know, they were like, just hey, like chill out. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the cops like did a good job.
Did a really good job.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's due to coronavirus. I wonder if there's certain things that like the police can't do during times. Oh, see, there's the Jeep. Now they're all around the Jeep. They've just moved vehicles. They've moved like just more to the sidewalk.
Oh no!
This is rad though. Like, how much fun is this? Like they're just celebrating that Florida is open.
What would you guys be doing if you saw this?
Oh, I'd be in there.
Would you go towards it or would you go away from it?
I think I would. Man,
I'm going away from it every time.
You're going away from this?
Every time. Just that big of a crowd in the middle of a street.
Yeah, but imagine if you're fucked up. Like if you're fucked up, dude.
That's a good point. If I'm fucked up, my decision making is way different.
Yeah. Mr. C, who gets down in Daytona when he was 19, we get down in Daytona when he was 29.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I feel like I would go and check out and see what's happening. I don't know how deep into the circle that I would get, but I would definitely want to see that. Hey, thank you, Miss WU36, for following us. Appreciate that. Also, big shout out to Jung Deb in the chat. And Terran Future 699 says Coors Banquet is the best beer, which I don't know how you feel about that.
Debatable.
Debatable?
Yeah. What about you, Raj? What was your story?
Oh, yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for this?
Yep.
All right. Well, my Florida Man story of the week is entitled Florida Man Gets in Paint Fight with Florida Men Outside a Home Depot. A Home Depot.
A paint fight.
A paint fight. A Home Depot parking lot in Tampa was the site of a physical fight involving 4 grown men hurling open cans of paint at each other. A video of the incident was captured by bystanders and has since gone viral. A video of the incident is captured by bystanders, as I have here. That will show.
Oh shit!
There we go.
Roll the tape, Raj. Roll the tape.
In the clip, you see a large man slinging a can of white paint, while another fights off the other man with a shovel.
Oh, wow!
Hillsborough County officers. Yeah.
Oh,
dude, guy throws mean right.
Oh my gosh.
Responded to Home Depot a little before 9 a.m., but the Florida men told
they're still going out.
That they were in fact co-workers and they declined to
look
press
at him.
charges.
What's up? What's up?
As of now,
oh my god, he wants more. He wants more. Look
as
at
of
him.
now,
Oh, he throws
look
her.
at him.
Dude, they're still going at
Look
it.
I love the Home Depot guy.
Get back, Jerry. Get back, Jerry.
I love the Home Depot guy who's just like, oh, what is going on?
That guy's covered in paint.
Yeah. Look at these guys.
Hilarious.
Isn't this great?
Oh, look at the Home Depot worker. The Home Depot worker.
That's awesome.
Oh my, I can't believe what he just saw. He's so stoked.
Because
oh man, that guy definitely hit the pen before he went to work, and he saw that.
Yeah. So that's one angle. I have another angle here as well.
Oh, you got another angle,
I've got
Raj.
another angle. So this is from the other way.
God, I love technology. Everyone has a camera.
Look at that. Look at the shovel. It just, I mean, he doesn't even have paint, but he's throwing.
This was an android.
Look how little this guy is, and he's
guy in the blue is tough.
Right. He looks to be. He's the.
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Dude, he's open-handing them.
Dude, he is destroying them.
The problem with he just go. He's like the Undertaker, circa 1992 Royal Rumble. He's just going around and just trying to grab people with his hand.
Boom! Another open hand smack.
He's like, he's like, bitch.
There's no information about why this was started. I'm assuming.
No information. It's unknown exactly what started the paint fight. But all these men they all work together. Like, what do you think causes grown men like this?
Look at him. He's covered in paint.
And then they're yelling at the camera guy. They're like, why are you taking this? But again, the favorite though for me is the Home Depot worker.
Oh yeah, that's because that's us. Because that's us.
Look at him. He's like, you. Look, they're just pointing at the camera. Get over here.
He's so stoked about what he just saw.
Dude, that was the best day of work he's ever had at Home Depot.
For sure.
How good is that? And then of course,
and now like it also like kind of pauses like his day to take care of other stuff because he's there. He has to kind of like take care of this scene.
Right.
So now all he has to do is just kind of talk to them. Maybe call the cops, talk to him. So that's like 2 hours of his time wasted. Not working and just having to deal with that situation.
Right. No, it's again, I don't know, like I don't know whose truck this was. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's the big dude. Maybe it's the small guy. But like that looks like a fairly new truck. It looks like a fairly new F-150. I'd be pissed if I got home paint all over that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you since there are no details that have emerged on the why this happened, let's go around and what do you think happened here?
Wow.
What do you think set this off?
Well, in my personal opinion, I feel like the guy just purchased some paint and one of the guys opened it and spilled it on his truck or around his truck. And then the guy was like, the fuck? That's my truck. And then the guy was like, dude, my bad. And he's like, I don't care. That's my truck. And then they just started fighting.
So you think he was like, fuck this. I'm going to open up as many cans of paint as I can and I'm gonna get you back for what you just did to my truck.
Well, I think it was his first option. You know, he saw the paint can, which is pretty heavy, and he just whoosh, boom, whacked him, boom, gauntlet thrown.
And so so you think it's just like every man for themselves in that type of moment where you're just grabbing whatever you can?
Well, that's what I was confused about. It was like, was it at first I was like, oh, that's a 2v2, but then it's like, is it just the guy in the blue versus all three of them?
And that's why it makes it seem as like maybe the guy in the blue. Here's what I have in my head. Maybe the guy in the blue owns the truck, and maybe he hasn't paid his guys. You know, maybe this is his crew.
Ooh,
although it looks like they're all three teaming up on the guy in the stripes. So maybe the guy in the stripes hasn't paid him. Here, let me.
Oh
yeah.
Let
me rewind this again. All right, so it starts off
both going after him.
Yeah,
but then he goes back after that guy.
Is he trying to stop the two from hitting the guy in the stripes, or is he? Look at this, and then the dude in the white gets the shovel, and apparently shovels are not a good weapon if you're trying to hit someone.
It looks like the dude in the white and the dude in the blue are against these two like much smaller guys. That's what it looks like to me.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's brutal though.
Could you imagine?
How big is that man?
Yeah. Could you imagine
the Home Depot worker?
Yeah, like this didn't happen at like 5 p.m. when the workday is over. Like your workday is just now starting. Yeah. Like, do you think they completed the job? Do you think they went? There he is. There's my dude.
Can you imagine if they finished that job?
God.
I'd be pissed. Also, if you got a phone call from your contractors that were supposed to be at your house, like, why aren't you guys here yet? Well,
can you pause it on my homie?
Which one? You want to go back to
go back a little bit.
There he is.
Yeah, the Home Depot worker was just looking at the camera.
Hold on, let's see if I can get a screen grab. Oh, I see him walking away here. There he is. Boom. There he is. Look how great that is. Look how happy he is.
Let me see.
This is the happiest day he's ever had at Home Depot.
Oh, he's so stoked.
This is his day. And he knows the guy's filming. He looks right at the right spot.
Yeah. He's like, oh.
He's like, I'm going to be on the news. I'm going to be on everyone's phone.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, man, I'm definitely not getting into that.
Miss Wu 36 says that matchup is not level. Which is why they're probably grabbing for everything they can. They're probably grabbing can of paint, like if you guys get into a fight with someone, are you scrappers? Are you only doing fists, or are you grabbing stuff around you and bringing that in? I kind of feel like
the situation.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So explain the situation here.
So if it's like a man thing where it's like, all right, like
1v1.
Yeah, like maybe like we just disrespect each other in a certain way.
Right.
Then it's like, all right, well we'll settle this like men, one-on-one, we'll throw hands. But if it's like, your life is threatened, that kind of situation, then I'm grabbing weapons.
Good call. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Or if it's like you're getting ganged up on or something, it's like 2v1 or something. Like in those situations, it's like you gotta do whatever you can do to get out of there.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying that if you were getting robbed, like but like say you were at a bar and it's two guys versus one, you're not gonna grab a weapon.
No. Yeah, and they're like, I don't know, like, or they're like messing with your girl or something like that. Then it's just like
exactly like
the rules are kind of gone at that point.
Yeah, if it's the guy and his friend and they just happen to one to you, you got to eat those.
Yeah. Well,
actually, a situation happened to me.
Did it
recently.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened with you recently, Benny?
Oh yeah, I know the story.
So basically, like I'm at a bar. It's at a country bar too. With a mechanical bull, super cool. And basically, we're at the bar, we're in the back, we're all drunk, and like these two guys were horsing around, and one guy pushed one guy, and it hit right into my girlfriend, and my back was turned, and I saw that, and I freaked out on him, and I just started a fight with these two guys, with the one guy, but then his friend was there, and they both clocked me a couple times.
Oof.
Yeah, but I had to. It's one of those things where I had to. I just threw hand. I
really
punched him.
don't have a choice. It's like
zero choice.
Did it put the girlfriend on the ground, or was it just like
yeah?
She got knocked to the ground. Well, yeah, like they bumped into her and she like hit her head on something else too,
Oh
so she was like
shit!
down for a little bit.
So you didn't even say what the fuck. You just went guns
Yeah,
blazing,
switch,
hands in.
flip switch.
Did you get a couple? Did you land a few shots?
I initiated. I had to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Mr. C, has that ever happened to you where you had to throw down?
I've just been in like big group fights with my friends. Never like 1v1. No, can't think of one. I mean, all the fights I've been in, I've just been like completely wasted. And it's like you wake up the next day and you're just like, oh, we got into a fight.
That was the majority.
That's why my head hurts.
How many fights do you think our boy at the Home Depot has gotten in? How many scraps do you think this guy's gotten into? Like I'm not talking about the stripes or the blue or the white. I'm talking about the apron guy. I'm talking about our
Euro.
No, he's been in a few. He's been in
a few.
Maybe a couple middle school fights. I don't think he's been in any big time fights.
You think that's why he's so excited that he's seeing something right now?
Like, yeah,
this is always his role.
I feel like I can see it in his face. He's more of like he fought when he was younger, but now he's really chill and just like smokes all the time and doesn't like try and start shit with anyone.
Right.
Plays video games.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. God, I want to interview this guy. I want to interview. If you know him, if you know who this is,
this would be a good guy to interview.
Yeah, tweet us.
Yeah.
Tweet us. We're at the Florida Men, or you can find us on Instagram. But yeah, I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to that guy. I've been in like push fights, but I've never really been in a situation where I've had to scrap or like really felt a need. I think once you get over a certain age, fighting is kind of like looked down upon. You know what I mean? Like if you're fighting over 40 without a legitimate excuse, like if you're just going out and you're starting fights, then I think there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
100%.
Well, like most fights are started like when two people are drunk or inebriated, for some reason. And at a certain point, you're just not getting that drunk anymore. And if like most people you see who are that old getting in fights, you're like, I don't want to be like that guy. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that like some podcast is talking about,
Inevitably, you will. You will be.
Maybe someday.
All right. Well, those are our top 3 Florida Man stories of the week. If you have a Florida Man story that you would like us to cover, you can send it to us via our Twitter or Instagram. Our Twitter handle is at the Florida Men, and our Instagram is at the Florida Men Pod. Now comes the time of the podcast or show, whatever this is, where we spin the wheel of Florida. We have just random topics up here, and we're going to spin that wheel. And then we're going to talk about wherever it lands. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel of Florida. Let's pull it up right here. And spin the wheel. Right.
Where it lands, nobody knows. It's the Florida Man Show. Where it lands, nobody knows.
Fire ants.
It is landed.
Dude, can you spin it again?
No, I did. I spun it. You guys are watching the stream, so you're a little bit behind. It has landed on what are you watching? So
wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get my computer charger. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Go without me.
I mean, I can go without him.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that the coronavirus has treated us to in terms of entertainment quality. We've talked about The Last Dance. We've talked about Tiger King. But now it feels like there really, I don't know what there is to watch anymore. I feel like we've covered all the bases. So what are you watching right now, Benny, that's worth anything?
Well, I actually just restarted watching one of my favorite shows, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That just debuted on Netflix, right? Like it's just on Netflix.
Yes. As Mr. C will tell you, I am a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fan.
Oh, yeah.
I went through the whole series already, but it's such a good show. Like it's so, because you know how like everyone liked the Amazing Spider-Man, like how that was like animated, but it was the animated Spider-Man.
You're talking about the Into the Spider-Verse movie that came out.
Yes, correct.
That was amazing.
Like it's just the story, like the story for Avatar: The Last Airbender is so good.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what makes it like worth watching.
So if you had to describe, so I've never seen Airbender: The Last Avatar. How would you describe it? Like, what's
Oh,
What
so
is the story?
basically, it's this. Every like life cycle of someone, they are the chosen one,
Mm-hmm.
and or the avatar. The avatar can possess all four elements, and because like the world is broken up into like four different elements: the fire nation, the air nation, or the air nation, the earth, and water, right?
Right.
So they all live together, and they're the same element, and they're like their own country or own village or town, or such,
Got it.
essentially. And the fire nation has taken over, but because the avatar has been frozen forever, so then he gets out of the frozen ice, and then is like on a quest to learn all these different elements and things like that, and then he grows powerful enough to try to take on the fire nation and regain normalcy in this world.
So he's like trying to bring balance back to the force.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But is it anime or what
Yeah.
kind of? Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is the original. This is not the M. Night Shyamalan
No, that
live
thing was
action.
so terrible.
How bad was that one? I didn't see it.
It was probably one of the worst. Like, let's try to make this into a movie.
Right. Well, Jung Deb says that she's also watching it, so I'm gonna have
It's
to
really
watch.
good.
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
martial
I love
arts.
Dragon Ball Z, and I figure that if I like Dragon Ball Z, all my Dragon Ball Z fellow fans are like obsessed with Avatar. So
Now, Mr. C, we talked about like you and I both really enjoyed The Last Dance, but it feels like now there really isn't like that one gripping. Maybe Avatar is it, but like, what are you watching? What would you recommend to someone right now?
yeah, I'm gonna go like completely opposite side of the spectrum as Benny. But we're watching something called uh, "Of This I Know Is True," and it's like this really weird like drama on HBO Go
Yeah.
with Mark Ruffalo,
Yes. Oh my
and
God.
it's about this like he plays himself, he plays his twin, so he's
Right.
double playing characters, and essentially like his twin is a paranoid schizophrenic, and in the first episode, it's not much of a spoiler, it's the first thing that happens. He cuts his own hand off. He really is like into the Bible, takes it all like really literally, and
Right.
thinks he's sacrificing himself for the world. Anyways, it's this really like slow, like dialogue driven, like kind of dark show about like these two people trying to like figure out their lives, and like you kind of like he gives you like sneak peeks into like what happened to them when they were kids, and like
Yeah.
there's like abuse and like really bad situations that happen. It's like really sad. Like the whole time throughout the show, like me and my girlfriend are like, oh, that was so sad.
So
like that was terrible. But like at the end, you're like, oh my God, like I want to keep watching it. I don't want to say this because I don't necessarily think this is true yet, but for my girlfriend, this is her favorite show she's watched all year, which is saying a lot because we've watched some good stuff, and like she loves this show. And like every Sunday, it's like, oh my God, the show's on. So if you guys are into those kinds of shows, like dark, like it's kind of slow, like very story driven, not a lot of action. Of This I Know Is True, something like that. Or
This Much I Know Is True.
This Much I Know Is True. Yeah.
It's first of all, I watched the first episode as well. Just to add on to what you were saying, Mark Ruffalo is phenomenal.
He's a freak. Yeah, he's so good, dude.
So good in this. But like you said, from an emotional perspective, if you're looking for a feel-good story, this isn't it. Like every scene is like, heavy. It's good. It's story-driven if you like good dialogue and you like good acting, but it weighs on you. It's just like, can these guys
you feel for the guy?
Catch a break?
Yeah.
It's real heavy. Well, I started watching, or actually we completed a 6-part series. It came out last year. Now, I didn't get Disney Plus when it first launched, so I guess this has been on Disney for a while. But have you guys watched the Imagineering story?
No.
Like kind of the history of Disney and like how connected he was to what would eventually become the Imagineers in designing the park and the attractions, and just how like everything was the only thing I can equate it to is, remember watching old documentaries about NASA when they were trying to send men to the moon, and they were like, we didn't know how to do this. So everything, we were just building new technology from scratch. That's kind of like how it was for the Imagineers at Walt Disney World. And so it takes you through a journey from concept and launch of Disneyland all the way through all their projects, like at Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong, the missteps along the way. And for a Floridian, like it's almost like required viewing. Like it's so good. Wow. It's really interesting. And, you know, I worked at Disney for many years, so I knew a lot of these stories, but just again, some of them, a lot of them I didn't. And especially just the fact that somehow, some way, the Imagineering department has stayed, like they like through layoffs and through potential, you know, hostile takeovers, just, you know, the death of Walt Disney, like all these different things that have happened. When you think about the creative rudder that keeps that ship afloat, it's all the Imagineering department. And so like you really get attached to these people and like what their mission is. And it gives you just a really cool aspect for like another side of Disney beyond just, we're going to go out and buy everything and, you know, evil Mickey Mouse and all that kind of stuff.
Is this show, it's like documentary or is it like a narrative?
It's a documentary. It's actually,
okay.
I think it's the granddaughter of Herb Iwerks, who was one of the original animators or Imagineers that was really close with Walt Disney. So cool. It's done from a place of heart, and it's not, of course it's Disney Plus, so they're not completely ripping the Band-Aid off of like everything that they've done wrong, but they don't hold back in saying
they're trying to be transparent.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little as transparent as Disney could be. I'll put it that way. Cool. But it's really entertaining and it's really engrossing. So
I gotta check that out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that too. There's not been a lot of shows out lately, but that's the only thing I've watched. And so any recommendations from you guys is great.
All right, let's spin the wheel again.
Raj, I feel like you'd be good at recommending documentaries.
Oh, I love them. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel of Florida. All right, it has landed on fire ants.
Benny loves fire ants.
Fire ants in Florida. If you think that you have fire ants in your hometown or city, the fire ants in Florida are a completely different species.
Yeah, I'm only really used to fire ants in Florida. I don't even really know what to compare them to. Like, are the fire ants in other places way smaller or less?
I just don't think that they have them in as many volumes as we have them in Florida. Like you can't you can't enjoy sitting on the grass because you're constantly afraid that fire ants are going to be there.
Oh yeah. Well, like actually a good story. Since the gyms have been closed, I've been doing like all my workouts like out in this field by our apartment. And like I was just doing like sit-ups and push-ups like in the grass. And within like 10 minutes, my hand was just like, I had like 4 bites on my hand and like a couple bites like on my inner thigh. Like just these ants were just like crawling all over me. And it was like anywhere I'm like in the middle of this humongous field. Like I was like, what are the odds of me putting my hand in an ant pile? But I was like, there's probably just ants everywhere, in this field. No.
That's crazy.
Oh, so they're mostly in southern states, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking them up as well.
I was trying to figure out like which states have the most fire ants. But it looks like as of 2011 in the United States, the southern states, Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, etc.
Yeah. But like they build these giant volcano looking like mounds. And like as a kid, you'd have to go mow the lawn. And if you ran over one of those in your mower, you were done for the day.
Oh, like the anthill?
Yeah, the anthill.
Just like flying ants everywhere.
It was horrible.
Did you guys ever see those big hills when you were kids and just kick them so you can see all the
or pour water on it?
Yeah. Or and just be like, man, we just ruined this ant's like whole year. Like it's gonna take them a year to fix this because we just wanted to kick it down.
Well, growing up as a kid, like you hated ants. Like you just absolutely wanted nothing to do with ants. All I wanted to do was kill ants. And they have like the Fire Pro or whatever, this powder that you spray on their mounds, and you come back 20 minutes later and they fed it to their queen, and now the entire colony has collapsed. It's died. And I used to get so much satisfaction out of that until I watched A Bug's Life.
Like the whole idea of that?
Yeah, the whole idea of it. I was just like murdering ants.
you're like, this is so crazy that I can just feed it here, and they're all gonna bring it to the queen.
Those dumb ants.
That's how the poison
Idiots.
is transported.
Yeah, but then you watch A Bug's Life
is
and
kinda
ants,
cool.
and then you feel really bad about yourself.
Did you guys ever go as far as to do like the magnifying glass thing?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't a cycle.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did it before. Did you do
times.
it and burned them?
You burned
Yeah.
them? What happens? What happens
See, that's
when
like next level.
Yeah, that's
To
like,
me, that's next level.
What do you,
Well, I think I did it because I was like, I don't think I can do it. I don't know if it's possible. And then like I just like kept on trying it. Granted, I ended its life first. I didn't want it to.
Oh,
you
you stomped
put
it.
it out of its
Okay.
misery.
I put it out of its misery first.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, that's like
torture
kind of
it.
humane at least.
And I was like, I kind of wanted to see if it like catches on fire. So it started smoking. That's about it.
Okay.
Nice.
How many other
Man,
animals
man.
do you have buried behind in the backyard?
Just 6.
Just a couple cats,
No.
No, definitely not a cat for Benny. He's a cat
Yeah.
guy. All right, let's
That's
spin the
right.
wheel again. Oh, we've already done
Wheel of
rewatching. So I'm gonna spin
Florida. Spin,
All
the wheel of Florida.
It has
Spin,
landed
spin
on
the wheel of Florida.
Tampa strip clubs.
Oh wow!
Now,
Tampa
for
strip
those
clubs.
who don't know about Tampa strip clubs, Tampa is well known, or at least it used to be, well known for its collection of strip clubs down there that you would frequent. At least in Gainesville, we would drive down there and go to some when we were in college. Mons Venus was always the big one. Have you guys ever gone to any of the Tampa strip clubs there? Space Odyssey 3000?
Negative. Not big
No.
strip club guy.
No?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they were a thing.
Yeah, we can talk about like the. I mean, I don't know much about like specifics of like Tampa strip clubs, but I know Daytona has a shit ton of strip clubs.
Yeah.
Really?
They,
Okay,
strip
so
clubs are
they're
very
constant-
interesting.
They're constantly like changing names though, aren't they? Like the
It's
Daytona
like
ones?
Molly's,
Molly Brown.
Molly Brown's.
Yeah.
I just
Lollipop.
never really
Shark Lounge.
Shark Lounge, yeah,
Shark
which is
Shark
like
Lounge was crazy. Shark
Yeah.
Lounge.
Shark Lounge was nuts.
that's
Okay.
misleading because you never knew. It's like, oh, Shark Lounge is that a bar?
You know what's so funny about Shark Lounge is that they mostly deal in $2 bills. I was with like
That's so.
Did not
that's so
know
you
that.
tip them. You give $2 instead of $1.
yeah, but they like if you ask for hey, can I get $50 in change? They'll give you $2 bills
Yeah.
instead of $1 bills. It was funny because like me and my girlfriend went to Subway, and they gave us our change back, and it was in $2 bills. And I'm like, you have change for $2 bills? I haven't seen a $2 bill in forever. They're like, yeah, like the Shark Lounge, the girls they get tipped in $2 bills.
And then they go to Subway.
And they go to Subway, which was like next door.
Right.
I was
Well,
like,
Classic,
I think that's
classic after stripper
I
meal.
think that's
Subway.
right. My mom owns a vacation property, and the property manager is the neighbor. Like he like takes care of it, and he used to work at like all of them in Daytona. So when Lollipops was still open, he would get us like VIP treatment. Like we go and we were like, we know D, and then we would just get right in, and that was fun. But I've never been to Molly Brown's. Like now, is Molly Brown's the one that has the one-armed dancer?
was it one arm or one leg?
One arm, one leg. She was missing.
I think
an
it's
appendage.
one leg.
Yeah.
I think it was one leg. I think she
Yeah,
had
because
one
that was
leg.
like the interesting part about it.
Yeah, because
She
like
had to
one
do
arm
everything
wouldn't
on
be
one
too
leg.
normal. Yeah, yeah.
Do you think,
it was
is she,
definitely
you think she's
one
still
leg.
dancing?
Probably.
I don't know.
She's probably she's the main attraction at that place.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, it probably took her a lot of energy and work to learn how to do that with one leg. So she might as well keep
Yeah.
going.
She's the Ronald to Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the Molly of the
One-legged
Molly Brown.
She's the mascot.
Yeah, for sure.
Daytona.
For sure.
I guarantee this. There's articles about this chick.
I would have liked to have seen Molly Brown's one-legged dancer.
Oh
You
my
would think
god.
maybe she's still there. Is she still there?
She's
Benny?
probably still there.
Did you guys know
Your
that
pictures of her?
Did you guys I always thought that dancers, use the inertia of their body to spin around poles. But then I recently learned that the poles actually spin themselves. Did you know that?
Wait,
No.
what?
I didn't know the poles spin
the
at all.
poles are the one that spin, not the dancers.
Oh, so they just have to hold on?
They just hold on.
That makes that. Well, I mean, if they're having a long set, it's probably like exhausting to try to spin around nonstop.
Yeah, but
is that going to affect your tip next time, Raj?
No.
Which tip you talking about, Mr. C?
Always tip at $2. All right, let's do one final spin here, and then we'll close up shop. Here we go. Orange Blossom Trail is what is landed on. This
a lot of good memories.
OBT.
Of OBT. How do you describe OBT, also known as 441 in
it's
Central
Florida? The most ratchet street in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the ghetto of Orlando, and like it's in the middle of like beautiful downtown Orlando, or it's like a mile or like half a mile away, and then like right next to the stadium, the Orlando City Soccer Stadium.
Sure.
And it's like
it's multicultural and ratchet too.
Yeah,
like
it's like all
like you have like
it's a rainbow of ratchet.
Yeah, because you have like cowboys, like that is just like white southern ratchet.
I dated a bartender who worked at Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah.
Cowboys was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, she was great.
Me and Benny have a lot of memories at Cowboys, actually.
Yeah.
Ton of memories.
But Orange Blossom is also infamous for where you would go and pick up sex workers as well.
I want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of adult entertainment establishments, like you said. There's Cowboys. There's also some dancing halls as well. But the best I love about OBT was Orlando City when they launched. The fan group created one of the probably my favorite chant of any soccer supporter group, where anytime the ref did something bad, they would chant "The ref belongs on OBT."
Yeah.
And they were so loud that when it first happened, I think they ended up having to start to censor that because they were like, "This is too naughty for the MLS." But I think it's perfect. I think it fits right in with the Orlando City culture.
No, yeah, definitely. It's a great. It's a very creative chant.
Yeah. But
for sure.
But if you're on OBT, if you're ever in Central Florida, OBT is probably not a road that you want to be on.
Just avoid.
Just avoid it at all costs. All right. We got up to 12 viewers. We've got the most viewers that we've had so far. Now it's time of the podcast or the show where now it's time of the show where we take your questions and give you our answers. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat right there, and we will answer them. So we'll wait for those to come in.
Seems like 8 o'clock has been a better.
Yeah, the earlier the better. Listen, the key to this is consistency. If we can constantly do 8 o'clock, and I haven't been pushing it as much on our social media just because I wanted to get into a good rhythm, and then we can start going balls to the wall.
Yeah, and it's been a weird week.
Okay, so. All right. Let's see here. Two-Tone Karma says ant bite or mosquito bite.
Mosquito bite.
Mosquito bite?
Yeah.
Why do you
mosquito bites are that's just you just get those I don't know, I feel like I'm almost immune to mosquito bites. Right. They don't even bother me. Ant bites hurt. Mosquito bites are you get a mosquito bite every time you go out of your house, Sure.
Benny Buffett asks, why does Mr. C look like a toad?
Wow. Benny Buffett, what the hell? Are the podcast members supposed to be asking questions?
I don't think so. I don't think he looks like a toad at all.
Yeah, Benny's been giving me a lot of body shaming today with the photos.
Why has he been giving you so much body
calling
shaming?
me an amphibian?
Amphibian?
Amphibian, I don't call you amphibian.
Oh, is that because
Well, a toad's an amphibian.
You think it has anything to do with the haircut?
Yeah, it definitely has to do with the haircut.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Ugly haircut.
Dude, take that down.
That's an all-time photo.
That's the worst photo. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
My arms look like they could touch the ground.
It looks like you have no trouble dribbling a basketball in between your legs.
Without bending over.
Right, exactly.
That's going to be my 30th birthday shout out.
Dude, shut up.
When Christian has his 30th birthday, this is the picture I'm going to post.
Two-Tone Karma wants to know what happened to the Duval headband, Mr. C.
Oh, so I was out Memorial Day all day, and as you can see, I'm very red, and the headband is hurting my forehead because I'm burned, or my five head, as people like to say.
Listen, it doesn't get any better. Listen, this is just, you just kind of have to roll with it. As long as your hairline stays good, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And then finally, Two-Tone Karma says, damn, are you a one-legged stripper? I don't know who that is intended to. Maybe Mr.
Maybe
C.
I think the photo made her think of that. Maybe
Was it this guy? Just yeah, I could see you. I could see.
Let me see.
I think there's an element of like when you lose an appendage, like the story we talked about last week. Like maybe she was a dancer before, she lost her leg in a horrific accident. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay living my dream. You know, you only get one life. I'm gonna live my best life. So.
Would you rather lose one leg or both of your arms?
Oh, one leg for sure.
Yeah, I guess it would suck to have no arms, no hands.
Yeah, I'm always reminded. Did you guys ever watch that documentary of the woman with no hands, but she would get around with all her feet, and she could like paint and drive and like do her hair, do her kid's hair. It was like the incredible powers of the human, like, I don't know, fortitude, resiliency. No, it was old when we were shown it as kids. So this is like back in like 5th grade. They were like, no matter, you can still live your dreams. And she was like washing dishes with her feet. We're like,
oh my gosh. Listen to this. You want to hear this description of the Shark Lounge?
I do.
So the police, they made a raid. Where they had like 20 arrests for prostitution, cocaine trafficking, and what else? They called the sting operation. Well, they called the sting Operation Chum Bucket. And one officer was quoted saying, "It hasn't been cleaned in over 1,000 years. It's skanky. It's filthy. If I was a roach, I wouldn't live inside." Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is, how long ago did they raid the Shark Lounge?
The land of Teaneck. Who the hell is Teaneck?
Does it say?
The cops raided it.
Yeah, but when? How long ago? Because I don't think the Shark Lounge has been there for a while.
I don't know. It's not saying. It's not giving a date.
No.
Or maybe it was 94. I don't know.
No. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Hep C ridden barstool. Oh my god.
No, thank you.
This guy hates Shark Lounge.
He does not. He didn't like those. Well, I think he was upset over those $2 bills.
Had to be. Had to be.
All right. Well, that concludes this week's episode of the Florida Man, the Untitled Florida Man Project. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing. Be sure to follow us on social media and share with a friend. We do this live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This week was a little bit delayed because Benny was driving all the way across the state for Memorial Day, but we'll be back live next Tuesday here on our Twitch channel. You can catch all our past episodes on our YouTube channel. Just search for Shat on TV or Shat the Movies. But again, make sure to follow us out on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to follow all the great entertainment we do here at Shat on Entertainment, including the movies, Shat the Movies, which Benny, you're going to be on an upcoming episode. Mr. C, you're invited as well for some of our upcoming episodes. So we'd love to have you on that. So make sure you check that out. On behalf of my co-hosts, Benny Buffett and Mr. C, I'm Roger Roper. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Good night and good luck.